The last train. The night was shrouded in fog as Emma stood at the deserted train station, the dim light flickering above her. She had missed the last train home, and the eerie silence pressed down on her. Her phone had no signal, and the old clock on the wall ticked ominously, its hands stuck at 11:59. She shuffled nervously, glancing at the empty platform. Just as she turned to leave, the distant sound of an approaching train echoed through the darkness. A light appeared at the end of the tracks, illuminating the thick mist. Emma's heart raced with hope. As the train screeched to a halt, its doors creaked open. The interior was dimly lit, and the air felt cold as she stepped inside. The only other passenger was a shadowy figure at the far end, shrouded in a long coat and hat, their face obscured. Emma hesitated but felt compelled to sit down, the only other seats empty. The train lurched forward, and she stared out the window as the station faded into the fog. Minutes passed, but the figure remained still, unmoving. Emma's nerves began to fray. She could feel the weight of the silence pressing against her. "Where are we headed?" she finally asked, breaking the quiet. The figure shifted slightly but didn't respond. Emma could barely make out a pale hand gripping the seat. Her curiosity turned to unease. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and for a brief moment, she thought she saw something strange, a face distorted in pain, flashing in the dark. She blinked, and it was gone, replaced by her own reflection, wide-eyed and terrified. "Why are you here?" A voice finally whispered, thin and cold. Emma's heart raced. "I missed my train. I'm just trying to get home." The figure turned slowly, revealing a face marked by deep shadows, eyes hollow and endless. "Home is not where you belong." Panic set in. She felt trapped in a nightmare. "What do you mean, those who missed the last train don't return?" Before Emma could respond, the lights flickered again and the train began to shake. The other passengers stood, their form twisting in the dim light. Emma instinctively backed away. "What do you want?" The figure took a step closer, their voice a haunting echo. "To remind you of your choices." Emma's thoughts raced. Memories flooded back, times she had chosen to stay out late, to ignore calls, to neglect friendships. Each moment, a thread in the tapestry of her life, now fraying and unraveling. As the train plunged deeper into darkness, the atmosphere thickened with despair. She could feel the weight of lost opportunities, regrets hanging heavy in the air. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss my train," she cried. The figure extended a bony hand, palm up. "You cannot go back. You must face what you've left behind." The train lurched violently, and the lights flickered again. In that instant, Emma saw flashes of her life, the laughter, the love, the sorrow, the pain of loss. It all swirled around her, a chaotic storm of emotion.